Hello, welcome back to our educational program. My name is Miss Leila and today we're gonna discuss Unit 5, Grade 7, so let's begin. First of all, we have the title of Unit 5. Let's read it together. If you're at home, read it together loudly. Free time. The 18th episode. It's all about reading comprehension and punctuation marks. Now we're gonna read a passage. But before reading, we discussed this before, let's just mention it again and refresh our memory. What are the reading tips we have? Of course, we all know that you have to read the questions first so we can put them in mind, and while reading, underline the evidence. Read the text more than once, of course, so we can understand even fully. Read the first sentence of each paragraph. The first sentence is very important. Underline the key facts and words of the text. Using a pen, of course, don't forget your pen while reading because you're gonna underline the key facts and words of the text. Number 5, write your answers of course in full sentences and clear handwriting. When you come across a difficult word, it's okay, don't freak out. You will guess the meaning by the words among this word, either before or after. You can guess the word. Of course, we are going to have certain types of questions you will face for reading comprehension. We all know that we have two types of questions. We know that we have multiple choice questions. We're going to ask you what is the best title of a paragraph, what is the main idea of the paragraph. I would give you an unfamiliar vocabulary word. You would either choose what's the closest meaning to that word or the opposite of that word. I would give you a pronoun, for example, it, and what does this word refer to? So word reference. Number 4, locating explicit information, meaning what? You know this, we have to look for the answer is just clear in the text. You will just copy it or you would know the answer automatically. And 5, extracting implicit information. You have to understand the text, so that's why you have to read it more than once. Whatever you understood, you will write the information down. And lastly, the purpose of the writer. Why did the writer write this passage? Why? And the other types of questions, of course, productive questions or essay questions, you're going to write the answer down. Either I'm going to ask you a question that means the answer is clearly mentioned in the text, you will find it easily, you will spot it easily, or implicit questions, the answer is implied and not giving, you have to understand the text and write from what you understood. So let's read about free time. Student's book, page 29. As I mentioned, let's read the questions first. Why is it important to read newspapers? So prepare your pens and notebooks and pay attention because we're going to underline the answers. We have another question. What does a newspaper contain? So when you read a newspaper, what can you see in the newspaper? What does it contain? So we're going to read right now about free time. We're going to read a newspaper article and answer the following questions. Of course, like I just said, we're going to look at the questions before reading. I'm going to ask you questions like, what is the best title of the text? The word appliances in the 3rd paragraph means what exactly? The pronoun they in the 5th paragraph refers to what exactly? According to the passage, all of the following statements are false. So I'm going to give you lots of statements. All of them are false except for one that is true. Number 5, today a modern camping experience involves what exactly? 6, the purpose of the writer in writing the article is what? 7, what activities can people enjoy during daytime in a campsite? From your own experience, if you ever tried it. When do people in Kuwait prefer to go camping in the desert? Is there a specific season? When and why? Okay, beginning now by reading the title of the passage, Desert Delights Camping in Kuwait. Paragraph 1. Kuwait. One of the joys of life for Kuwaitis is to spend time in the desert. Desert camping is a popular old Kuwaiti tradition. It's ideal between November and March, when temperatures go down and the weather is cold. Paragraph 2. In the past, camping required only a tent. At night, lights were provided by oil lamps and cooking was done over the campfire. Paragraph 3. Today's modern camping experience involves so much more. There are modern appliances and facilities available in the camps. People use small tents as sleeping places and large family tents as family gathering places, which are supplied with lights, satellite television, and couches. There is usually a kitchen that is made of aluminium and may include a gas stove for cooking. Paragraph 4. People spend a day or a week in camps. They enjoy many desert activities. Paragraph 5. During the day, children and young people enjoy playing different ball games, board games, and kite flying. Family members and friends have Arabic coffee and dates, walk in the desert, watch TV, and finish with barbecue dinner. At night, they all sit around the campfire and tell stories. Now let's move on to the questions. From A, B, C, and D, choose the correct answer. Number 1. What is the best title of the text? Is it A, Animals in the Desert, B, Camping in Kuwait, C, Living in the Desert, D, Camping Around the World? So the best title here, for a tip, the main idea is the most important point or thought of the text. What is the idea that the text revolves around? It's B. We talked about camping in Kuwait. So camping in Kuwait is the best title for the text. Number 2, the word appliances in the third paragraph means what exactly? Is it A, deserts, B, devices, C, buildings, or D, experiences? So we underline the word appliance first and look for other words to guess its meaning, and we chose the word devices. So B, devices. Number 3, the pronoun they in the fifth paragraph refers to A, young people, B, ball games, C, coffee and dates, D, family members and friends. First of all, before we answer, we first underline the pronoun they and trace it back to which noun exactly. We have to highlight the nouns as we see in the paragraph. Children is highlighted, games is highlighted, family members and friends, and we have story. So we trace it back to which noun exactly. Excellent, it's D, family members and friends. So they refers to family members and friends. Number 4, according to the passage, one of the following statements is true. So all of them are false, but one is true. Which one is it? Is it A, the Kuwaiti people enjoy going camping in the desert? B, people usually go camping in May and June? In the past, camping requires satellites and smart TVs. And lastly, D, in the morning, people enjoy telling stories around the campfire. So let's answer number 4. We just said that all of the statements are wrong except for one that is true. Before answering, let's go back to the sentences themselves. For example, we have paragraph 1 and paragraph 3 and paragraph 5. We have several sentences there. We would check if they are true or false and then choose the correct answer. So we have the answer here is A. Kuwaiti people enjoy going camping in the desert. And that is found in paragraph 1. Number 5. Today in modern camping, people can A. Sleep in small tents, B. Cook using campfires, C. Light the camp by oil lamps, D. Enjoy lots of modern facilities. So we're talking about modern day camping. Okay, so as we see, the answer is highlighted or the evidence is highlighted. There are many modern appliances and facilities, so the answer is D. Enjoy lots of modern facilities. Number 6, the purpose of the writer in writing this article is to A. Persuade us to go camping in the desert, B. Describe a full day camping in the desert, C. Entertain us with a story about nights of camping, D. Give us some information about camping in Kuwait. As we said before, the purpose of the writer, if the writer is giving you facts about something, he is trying to inform. If he gets you to do or change your thoughts about something, he is trying to persuade you. If he's telling you a humorous story or teaching you a lesson, he is trying to entertain. And lastly, if he is giving mostly details about a person or a place or a thing, he is describing. So, since the passage or the text involved a lot of information and giving facts about camping, the purpose here of the writer is D. Give us some information about camping in Kuwait. B. Answer the following questions. Of course, before you answer, you have to look for the evidence in the text and you have to answer in complete sentences. Number 7. What activities can people enjoy during daytime in a campsite? 8. When do people in Kuwait prefer to go camping in the desert? When and why? So, number 7, what activities can people enjoy during daytime in a campsite? We have the underlined evidence here is underlined in the passage and we have to write it in full sentence. So we say they can enjoy playing different ball games, board games and kite flying. 8. When do people in Kuwait prefer to go camping in the desert? Why? So when exactly? The weather needs to be colder. So when exactly? Which months? As is it underlined, they prefer to go between November and March because the temperatures go down and the weather is cold. So now we ended the section of reading comprehension. Now we're moving on to punctuation marks. We talked about punctuation marks and they are symbols that we use in sentences to make sentences more clearer. In this episode, we're going to learn about the apostrophe. Apostrophes can be used to form possessives or contractions, shortened forms of words where it replaces missing letters. We use an apostrophe to show possessions. For example, this is Umar's car. Sarah's house is very big. The boy's shirt is dirty. The boys' shirts are dirty. So, as you can see, Sarah owns this house, so we say Sarah's house. Next, we use an apostrophe to represent missing letters, contractions. What do I mean by that? I have certain examples. For example, I have I am. It turns into I'm. It's shortened and easier to write. Number 2, you are. We combine them and make it transform it into your. They will, they'll, does not, doesn't. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and today we learned how to answer reading comprehension questions and how to use the apostrophes appropriately. Thank you for watching and see you next time.